Historia Reiss is probably the most underused character in AOT. She goes from a timid girl, hiding behind a fake name, to the true queen of the walls, and then the show basically sidelines her for the entire final season. What if Historia, the girl who was born to be sacrificed, who spent her whole life being told she was worthless, inherited the most destructive long-range weapon in the entire AOT universe? The Beast Titan. We're asking what happens if Historia eats Zeke and becomes the Beast Titan Queen. And the answer changes everything you thought you knew about this character. So here is the context. In the original story, there was actually a plan, a real canon plan to feed Zeke to Historia, inherit the Beast Titan, and extend her lifespan. This way, Paradis keeps royal blood alive inside a Titan shifter for as long as possible. Smart plan on paper. But Eren had other ideas, Zeke had other ideas, and Historia ended up pregnant, which complicated everything further. Let's talk about what the Beast Titan actually gives Historia, because this isn't just about becoming a big monkey. The Beast Titan, under Zeke, had 3 specific abilities that made it terrifying. First, the Scream. Zeke could turn Eldians who consumed his spinal fluid into pure Titans. Second, long-range precision throwing. Zeke could hurl projectiles with sniper-level accuracy from enormous distances. Third, royal blood. Zeke, as a member of the royal family, had a special connection to the founding Titan that nobody else had. Now, Historia already has royal blood. So when she becomes the Beast Titan, she becomes the most politically and militarily powerful person on Paradis. More powerful than Eren, more powerful than the entire military. Here's where it gets really interesting. Historia Reiss has spent her entire life being controlled by other people. Her father, the royal government, even her friends at certain points. Everyone always had a plan for Historia. And she spent years either running from that or quietly accepting it. But power changes the dynamic. The moment Historia becomes the Beast Titan, nobody can control her anymore. Not the Yeagerists, not even Eren. And for the first time in her life, Historia has to figure out what she actually wants. And that internal struggle becomes the most compelling part of this entire alternate timeline. Eren still has the Founding Titan and the Attack Titan, and he still needs royal blood to unlock the Founding Titan's full power. In canon, that was Zeke. But now, Historia has royal blood, which means Eren needs Historia, and Historia has real leverage over Eren Yeager. In canon, their relationship was always slightly unbalanced. Eren cared about Historia, but he also knew she was important strategically. But now, the dynamic flips completely. Historia approaches Eren directly and tells him that she will help him access the Founding Titan under one condition: the euthanization plan. Zeke's plan to sterilize all Eldians. Eren agrees immediately because he never intended to follow that plan anyway. Here's what Historia having the Beast Titan does to the rest of the story. The Yeagerists, who in canon basically sidelined Historia completely, cannot do that anymore. So the military power structure on Paradis shifts dramatically. You have a 2-person power structure: Eren and Historia. Attack Titan and Beast Titan, Founding Titan, and Royal Blood. 2 people who both have every reason to protect Paradis, but very different ideas about how to do it. Eren still wants the rumbling. Historia wants to find another way. And for the first time, someone has enough power to actually make Eren stop. Heng, Armin, and the rest of the Alliance suddenly have an advocate inside Eren's inner circle. The negotiations slow everything down. The rumbling gets delayed. And in that delay, Armin's diplomatic approach actually gets a chance to work. So, here's how this alternate timeline resolves, with Historia actively involved in the decision-making, minus the rumbling doesn't happen the way it does in canon. Historia uses the Beast Titan's Scream ability as a demonstration of force against Marley's incoming fleet. Not to start a war, to stop one. She turns a small number of Marleyan soldiers into pure Titans right in front of their own fleet as a message. This stops Marley. Armin uses that window to open negotiations. The ceasefire holds, and Paradis survives without flattening the world. Eren is not happy about it, but even he can't argue with a result that keeps his people alive. he spends his remaining years on Paradis, still angry, still convinced the world will eventually come back. So here's what this alternate timeline actually tells us about Historia. In the original story, she gets sidelined because she has no power to resist what happens around her. She's royal blood in a world where royal blood only matters when someone else decides to use it. But give her the Beast Titan. Give her actual power that belongs to her alone. And Historia Reiss becomes the most important person in the entire story, who genuinely cares about people. With enough power to actually protect them, the show gave us a queen with no army. This timeline gives us a queen with the most powerful weapon on the planet, and she uses it to save lives instead of end them, which honestly is exactly what Historia would do. Subscribe to Beyond the Plot for a new What If every week. Next video, what if Reiner chose Paradis over Marley? See you there.